Shalom. I want to begin the lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakakodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who taught us the truth. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Back here with another lesson through the spirit, man. Really don't have no basis for this lesson. Told myself, I said, let me look on the brother's page and see what he talked about today. His lesson was going through the spirit. I tried to look through the news. It's just so much shit going on. I didn't even know I didn't even know what to talk about, man. So I might look through some little articles or some headlines or something. I don't know. I just know that I've just seen a lot of stuff that is related to the downfall of Babylon, America. And I just want to get this scripture real quick. This is it. Let me see. I'm going to get this in my regular Bible too. Just so I can make sure. Let me see if this has a title in the book. The commodities. It says Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 1, and it says the commodities of a wise ruler. Right. Okay. So it says a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Right? So someone who has, quote unquote, has their house in order you're gonna see those things throughout the people below him, so to speak. Okay. If he's doing everything he's supposed to do and running a tight ship, you're gonna see that throughout the people. But you don't see that in America. And then verse 4 says, God setteth him up. All right, so an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Okay, so we're seeing that happen right now, man. We have an unwise ruler and Donald Trump. Right, you have the Biden administration, because this is the original. That was the original. The original scripture I was gonna pull up, or so like not scripture but article. So like then I seen some other articles and other headlines, and I was like, I don't know what I want to talk about. So I'm gonna get this in good news. A wise ruler will educate his people, and his government will be orderly. All the officials and all the citizens will be like their ruler, like I said. An uneducated king will ruin his people, but a government will grow strong if its rulers are wise, right? And he's literally firing all the government officials. Verse 4, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, right? Referring to Daniel 4 and 17. And in due time, he will set over it one that is profitable, okay? So Daniel 4 and 17 says, the Most High dwelleth in the kingdom of man. He set up over it whoever he wants, even the lowliest of men. But soon, right, the Lord sees to the government of the world and brings the right person to power at the right time, right? So that's talking about Yahweh Shah. He's going to be ruler of the nations. He's going to rule at the right time, though. Like I said this at camp, too, right? Lord Yahweh's going to send Yahweh Shah back down at the right time, man, right? Where everything is perfectly aligned. In the hand of God is the prosperity of man, and upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor. Bear not hatred to thy neighbor for every wrong, and do nothing at all by injurious practices. Pride is hateful before God and man, and by both doeth one committeth iniquity, right? So we see and we know that Donald Trump, as well as other Edomites, have a great deal of pride amongst them, right? So it says, verse 6, don't be angry with someone for call out Yahweh. Don't be angry with someone for every little thing he does wrong. Don't do anything out of injured pride. Arrogance and injustice are hated by both the Lord and people. Injustice, arrogance, and wealth cause nations to fall from power, and others then rise to take their place, right? And we're looking to rise and take Esau Edom's place because their systems are failing, man. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, right? And Esau Edom is a very covetous man. They're also very wicked. For such, you see them coveting fields right now with Gaza and whatnot. You see them coveting fields with Greenland, okay? And Greenland just asked, I believe, for China's help as a backup. For such, and one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels. The Philistine cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. Right? Nothing is promised, man. Tomorrow is not promised. As a reason in Proverbs 27. Right? Boast not thyself of today, because thou knowest not what a day may bring. Because thou knowest not what a day may bring. Yeah. So you never know what tomorrow will look like, man. Right? And I always have to tell myself that. I'll tell myself, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. You have to get out of that, right? Because you don't know if tomorrow is promised, man. Every day that we are here, are able to wake up is a blessing, number one. But at the same time, every day we're here longer, we look at it as like, damn, man, we ready to be out of captivity. But at least we're still here, and we have an opportunity to preach this gospel and push this truth, which is a blessing that we're in it in the first place. It's verse 9. We are only dust and ashes. What have we got to be proud of? Our body decays even while we are alive. A long illness puzzles the doctor. Even a king may be alive today and dead tomorrow. For when a man is dead, he shall inherit creeping things, beasts, and worms, right? Those are the things that are going to touch your fleshly body when you go back to the ground, to the earth. The beginning of pride, this is my point, the beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High power. No, Salakia. The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High power and his heart is turned away from his maker. And Esau Edom has been turned his heart from his maker, right? Let's get Psalms 10 and 4. Right, the wicked do things, and the Lord is not at all in their thoughts, right? They don't consider the Lord. Right. This is the article I was talking about. Biden says Trump administration has done so much damage since taking office. Like they didn't. I understand that this nigga has done a lot of shit with not even being in office for 3 months yet. But at the same time, Joe Biden, your track record ain't the cleanest, my nigga. You don't got much room to talk. Now, here's my point. For pride is the beginning of sin, okay? Like I always say, man, Esau Edom has a great amount of pride. That's going to be another reason why their downfall is going to be so epic, right? Because of their pride. They think that nobody can defeat them. And he that hath it shall power out abomination. Okay? They keep on pushing these things out, man. Pushing this wickedness out into the world. Spreading their damn diseases, right? And ultimately, that shit is starting to consume them. And therefore, the Lord brought upon them strange calamities, like I said, and overthrew them utterly. Okay? So that's what's going to happen to Esau Edom, man. Pride is like a fountain pouring out sin. And whoever persists in it will be full of wickedness, right? If you all can't see by now that Esau Edom, the so-called white man, are the wicked of the earth, then I'm going to just say I would not want to be in your shoes, especially the times we're coming upon, because the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai has put a spiritual veil up over you, up over your eyes, has blinded you, and has not blessed you the ability to see between the lines, to read between the lines. So let's read that again. Pride is like a fountain pouring out sin, and whoever persists in it will be full of wickedness. That is why the Lord brought terrible punishments on some people and completely destroyed them. And we might as well continue reading. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish this chapter. Right, so as you read in the scriptures, man, the Lord is not a respecter of persons. Anybody could get this work, man. Anybody could get this work. You're not safe, man. You're not safe. The Lord hath plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. Man, it's the spirit I landed on this chapter, because this is heat, man. This is heat. The water out by Shimon Shafet. I want to get something to back that up, though. Well, I just read, the Lord hath cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. Oh, yeah. And this is what I'm doing right now. The prophets of old. Okay, this is Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Right? That might be in the Apocrypha. Actually, let me Google this before I try and get this destroyed with the blow of his it Psalm 18:8? I do not know. I'm trying to find where it says he's destroyed people with the blow of his knife. Nope, that's not it. This might be an apocrypha. Let's see. Apocrypha. Oh, that's why it's so familiar, because I just read it. I'm reading the book of Job. That makes sense. Kinda. This is Job 4:9. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. By the blast of the Most High power they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. Okay? The Lord is the one who does the destruction on the earth, man. Right? Hath cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. Right? Let's get that. Because right now we are the meek, man. We're the lowly. We fell from grace. Right? We were ruling, we were kings, right? And we were put into a lowly state, man. This is Psalm 37:10. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall. Let me get this. Let's see. This is 37:7. Rest in Yahweh and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass, right? That's why it says, man, envy thou not your oppressors, right? Because in this world, it seems like the wicked are able to strive and get away with a lot of shit. But that bullshit not gonna go on for long, man, right? They're gonna start getting judged for the things. The Lord's letting their wickedness pile up, and they ultimately gonna get judged for those things, man. We just gotta sit back and wait patiently, man. All right, and we're gonna get our token, man. Just be assured of that. Have confidence in that, man. Cease from anger, Lord willing, of course. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon Yahweh, they shall inherit the earth. Okay? That's what we gotta do. We gotta wait on Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah. Do it to the end. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yeah, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be, right? Okay, it speaks of in the scriptures, man, of Babylon the Great becoming a desolation, right? It's where the wicked of the wicked dwell. This place is not gonna be considered anymore. It's gonna be ancient history, man. Nobody's gonna be thinking about Babylon, right? Those are gonna mourn for her in that time. Then after that, when we get our token, man, when we get the kingdom, man, ain't nobody gonna be fucking thinking about Babylon. It's gonna be a fucking desert, man. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. What does that word meek mean? The humble, right? Lowly, poor, humble, afflicted, man. Who's been more afflicted than the Israelites, man? The Negroes, Natives, and Latino people as a whole. Who have been more afflicted than us, man? Nobody. Poor, needy, poor, and weak. Poor, weak, and afflicted. Humble, lowly, meek, right? The opposite of proud. The opposite of haughty. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. And there's other scriptures that speak on that as well, man. Right, their own sword going to them, man. Right, the wicked were blessed with the sword. Edom was blessed with the sword, man. That sword being a gun, right? A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord, Yahweh, upholdeth the righteous, right? And I could go on. Let me get this last one. The Lord Yahweh knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever, right? Now going back to this, which at this point I'm gonna just title this lesson Ecclesiasticus 10 and Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, right? The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth. He took some of them away and destroyed them, and have made their memorial to cease from the earth. So I can look at this. So it says, verse 15, the Lord has pulled up nations by the roots and established humbler ones in their place. The Lord has overthrown empires and completely devastated their lands. He destroys some so completely that they are not even remembered anymore. See? They ain't not even in remembrance. He took some of them away. Kind of read that. Pride was not made for men, nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman. And we know what the scriptures say about men that are born of women. They are a few days, man. They that fear the Lord are a sure seed, and they that love him an honorable plant. They that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed. They that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed, right? Ecclesiasticus or Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, man. Fear the Lord and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man, right? Among brethren, he that is chief is honorable. So are they that fear the Lord in his eyes, man. And fearing the Lord brings a lot of blessings, man. The fear of the Lord goeth before the obtaining of authority, but roughness and pride is the losing thereof. Whether he be rich, noble, or poor, their glory is the fear of the Lord. See? The fear of the Lord is better than anything you can have, man. All right, so let's get this. The Creator never intended for human beings to be arrogant and violent people who should be honored, which I don't really agree with that breakdown, because that's not what the original scripture said. It said pride was not made for men, nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman, right? Who deserves honor? The human race does, because people fear the Lord. Who does not deserve honor? The human race does not, which is the nations, because people break the Lord's commands, right? And those are given to a specific people, right? Sons of the righteous. A leader should be honored by those who follow him, and the Lord honors those who fear him. What's verse 21? The fear of the Lord goeth before the obtaining of authority, but roughness and pride is the loosing thereof. And it says, rich people, famous people, and poor people all take pride in their fear of the Lord. Okay? And really, they don't fear the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Right? They speaking on about a different Lord, Satan. It is not meat to despise the poor man that hath understanding, neither is it convenient to magnify a sinful man. Right? But what is this? What is this? What does Babylon the Great do? They project the people who are the most wicked in this kingdom, right? The actors, the actresses, entertainers, right? They promote corn. That's all wickedness, man. It's sinful. Great men and judges and potentates shall be honored. Yet is there none of them greater than he that feareth the Lord. See? And that's why it says in the scriptures, man, the least shall be called the greatest in the kingdom of heaven, right? Right? We are considered to be the least in this kingdom. And of course, Lord willing, we be at that number. But the greatest in this kingdom of heaven, right? Or the greatest of this kingdom are gonna be least in the kingdom of heaven because they don't fear the Lord. They don't fear the true and only power Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, right? They don't hearken unto him. Unto the servant that is wise shall they that are free do service, and he that have knowledge will not grudge with when he is reformed. Be not overwise in doing thy business, and boast not thyself in the time of thy distress. Better is he that laboreth and aboundeth in all things than he that boasteth himself and wanteth bread. So it says, it is not right to refuse honor to a poor person who is intelligent, and it is not right to give honor to a sinner. People of influence, rulers, and judges will be honored, but none of them is greater than a person who fears the Lord, right? A slave who is wise will have free citizens serving him, and if they are sensible, they will not resent it. Humility and self-respect. When you do your work, don't make a show of your skill, and don't try to put on a show when you are in trouble, okay? Do things, and you gotta, hey man, I can get this real quick, because this goes with what has been said, right? What is being said. Proverbs 27:1. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth, a stranger, and not thine own lips. Right? So, as it says, it is better to work. Salaki. When you do your work, don't make a show of your skill, and don't try to put on a show when you are in trouble. Let somebody else speak about your abilities, about how good you are. You don't need to say that. You know how good you are. Let others speak on it, and stay humble, man. Right? Because ultimately, number one, you should be thinking to yourself, I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. It's not me. He's the one that blessed me with these skills, right? All right, let me get verse 27. It is better to work and have more than you need than to go around boasting about hunger. All right, to go around boasting but hungry. That's why you can't take anything for granted, man. Don't take your opportunities for granted, man. Hey, there's a quote that my dad told me one time, and it stuck with me for a while, man. And it made me think about things differently. And it goes like this. It says, the saying, I cried because I had no shoes until I met a man who had no feet, right? It illustrates the concept of being grateful for what you have, even if you perceive it as lacking, because someone else's situation could be far worse, right? So I cried about having no shoes till I came across a man who had no feet, man. In your life, you think, man, I got all these things, but I can have more. But then there's people in other situations who don't have shit and just wish they could have a little something, man. So you have to be conscious of that. My son, glorify thy soul in meekness and give it honor according to the dignity thereof. Who will justify him that sinneth against his own soul, and who will honor him that dishonoreth his own life? The poor man is honored for his skill, and the rich man is honored for his riches. He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty? So it says, my child, keep your self-respect, but remain modest. Exactly. There's nothing wrong with having confidence in yourself, right? Respecting yourself. But at the same time, be modest about it, man. Be humble. A lot of people don't like to be humble, and that's where they go wrong, right? As we read and learned throughout this chapter about pride. Value yourself at your true worth. There is no excuse for a person to run himself down. No one respects a person who has no respect for himself, right? You can't love someone else if you don't love yourself, man. You can't respect others if you don't respect yourself. That's not how it works. Poor people can be honored for their good sense, and rich people can be honored for their wealth. If someone is honored while he is poor, think how much he will be honored if he becomes rich. If someone is despised while he is rich, think how much more he will be despised if he becomes poor, right? So that's just a thought, man. Hey, I wasn't sure how this lesson was gonna go, but the Wadi Bashim Shah for putting that chapter in front of me and allowing me to read it to you all. And Lord willing, I broke that down for you all. Good. So I'm going to close it off there. And I'm going to just end up titling this Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 is what I read today. So, yeah, man. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm going to close it off there. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua Ba'ashim Harakakudash. Double blessing and honors to your apostles and elders, okay, millstone, who taught this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Until next time, I say Shalom, Israel. Shalom. One day closer to the kingdom and keep enduring. Shalom.